Hello, all of you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is DevTales. We're going to be working on our SCAR system, or Stories and Creatures in Alternate Realities. This system is for playing as Pokemon, Digimon, Monsters from Monster Hunter, and more. It is available in open playtest on our website, or on our Discord, as well as over on itch.io. Actually, I should probably add it to the website, come to think of it. But we'll worry about that another time. Otherwise, we've got Conrade in the bottom left working on art, and in the upper left we have Placid Plastic Duck Simulator, because ducks. Now, I suppose we should get the character sheet out of the way first.
Alright, cool. I will resend it in the dev chat. Just to make it easiest. There we go.
I still have that tab open.
Very fair.
Duke.
We should probably also go over the results from the survey.
Unfortunately, only 3 people have replied so far.
Yeah.
Oh.
So...
that is definitely unfortunate.
I don't know how valuable the data from 3 people is, but the basic was mainly positive, with some people saying that the abbreviations were too much. So...
Which I know we fixed for sure.
Yeah, we've already addressed that. Alright. Well then, what do you want to go over on the sheet there, Tao?
So I know it changed a little bit since we last looked at it. So, first of all, I guess thoughts on the whole attribute scale, primary scale thing going on?
Very much like that.
Alright. Stuck in the custom expertise, but yeah. Good.
Did we call it that? One sec.
Yeah, there's attribute scale and primary scale.
Okay, yeah. Do we want to include secondary scale?
If we do, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, I'm not actually using it for anything yet, but might as well include it on this version of the sheet, I think. Oh God.
Oh yeah, that's just gonna happen when I change things. That's
don't
normal.
we have secondary scale slotted to be used in the boost system?
No. The boost system uses the primary scale.
Okay. Oh, I got that backwards. I'm dumb.
Yeah, we don't have an actual use for secondary scale yet, but it's something that we will eventually probably find a use for.
I do not quite have the room that I want for this. Either way, I'm gonna have to play with that a little bit to make it actually fit. Also, I'm gonna have to redo a little bit of the thing because I had it so that way things were like multiplying the attribute scale and primary scale and all that. But that'll be like a really minor change if we include the secondary.
The survey was in SCAR announcements, Ido.
Yep.
Yep. We did
I'm pretty sure there was a ping. Yeah,
There
there
was.
was not everyone.
Seriously, guys, in the Discord, make sure your everyone tag is enabled because I very rarely use it, and when I do, it's for something important.
Okay. So, but we do want to try and put secondary scale in there too, right?
Yes, Tug like it.
All right. So I'll find a good way to like fit that in. It'll just take me a second to rejigger it, and I don't want to.
Yeah, we don't need to do it live on stream
Yeah.
here, just...
Either way, skills all the same. You know, all of that. Quick reference stats now looks like this. This is the little medium point of it. Because I remember before I like expanded it all the way out. Now it's shortened a bit. Maneuvers, it hasn't changed. It just still does the thing.
Sorry, playing with things.
Yeah, no, I was just watching, making sure everything worked.
It looks like it.
Charge have
Did the-
a penalty to defense?
Yeah, it does. But
Oh,
it
right, it's
reduces
the-
difficulty.
Yeah, the difficulty change.
Yeah, which is why it's important to mark that you've done it, but it doesn't change anything. Quick reference.
Yeah, I honestly don't have any other feedback on this, I think.
Yep.
'Cause
I chopped the
don't-
exhaustion block down to exactly 30, like you
Cool.
wanted. So there's exactly 30 of those. I split up the buff conditions into the new ones that we talked about, because even if they aren't in the dock, they're about to be. So
Yeah. We're trying to future-proof a bit.
yeah.
Just like the secondary scale that isn't used, but might as well.
Yep. Besides that, there's a little thing for EX dice now, just extra dice. For if you get a bonus for one roll, if you get a bonus on a scene thing that you can use at any point during the scene, or if you just get extra boost.
I like that.
Yep, because there's definitely situations where like you do a thing and you go, okay, you don't get any bonus on this roll, but on your next one, you get like +2 dice or whatever. Or like, oh hey, you get +2 dice on the next attack that you do. Which isn't immediate, so a little place to slap it down.
And it is really hard to keep this front page from being busy, isn't it?
It is. I had to basically what I tried to do this time was make it so that way it's in 3 non-congruous rows, but the rows are all even instead of like chopping it up. The columns are a mess.
Okay.
But everything on this row, for example, is the exact same like amount of cells high.
Yeah. And I see that basically the bottom third is just extra stuff, so people could, within all reason, not even bother using that page.
You could literally not look at just about anything this part down if you don't want to.
Yeah.
So long as if you have a boon item or a blend or something, or even a bane, you just stick it in the passive stat changes. That's the only time that you have to even scroll down there, really.
Yeah.
Because I know there was a lot of discussion between, like, at least just from what I heard, about people liking this stuff, not liking this stuff, wanting this stuff, not wanting this stuff. So I think the most reasonable thing is to stick it at the bottom where people who don't want it can ignore it and people who do want it can still use it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when it comes to any tabletop, character sheets are always busy.
Yeah, which
I have yet to see a character sheet that is not that is not a situation where you look at it and you're just like, what is this Greek?
yeah. The only real extra thing that was thrown onto the onto this section is range bands in the bottom right,
Which are definitely very useful.
because people kept getting confused.
Including
Yeah.
me. I looked it up 7 times on Tuesday.
Ah. Yep. So that's something that I just decided. Yeah, that should be auto-calced at this point. But yeah, so that's pretty much all the front page. It's changed a fair bit, but it's mostly just shuffling things around and splitting up boxes rather than like, you know.
Alright, looking at the experience tab, I'm glad you put the merit purchases on there. Though there's
Yeah,
an error
ignore
with
the
academics.
Error in the top left because I was about to ask something.
Sure.
Do you want me to make it so that way it references the front page and takes the skill and just multiplies the amount of ranks you have in the skill by you know, if it checks 1, it's equal to this. If it's 2, it's equal to this. So
How-
that way,
Sorry to
It'll-
interrupt you. Would it account for beginning character creation?
all you have to do for that is put 5 in your discount because it's free. So the beginning character creation, because you do have a 5 XP discount on everything for the initial that you get because it's free, but that doesn't mean that you have it technically. You don't have it.
I'd say I'm okay. I think I like that idea.
Yeah,
Would
so
probably
that way
help
if
out
they
people a lot.
yeah, so that way if they change like, you know, acrobatics 2 to 3, over here acrobatics would go from 15 to 30.
It also would be useful to keep track of, okay, yeah, this was one of my starting skills, because it's got the 5 XP discount. A little extra work on people, I think, for them to, you know, put in the 5 for each skill, but overall I think it would be more beneficial than not.
Yeah, also when people are making it, it'll be really easy because everything that has points in it once you've assigned your boxes, you can just go over to the EXP sheet and put 5 in all those. And that's all sorted. Obviously, this is the only place where I can really like automate that and with the merits, but
Not unless we sit down and make a move calculator, which would be a thing.
yeah, and also it would break almost immediately.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't account for you making more like move tabs in case you need it, so it would just end up being it would end up breaking almost immediately. But
Yeah.
just so you can see,
Though a move calculator outside of this sheet would be nice.
We can probably do that after.
yeah, that could be like a little side project thing.
Yeah, definitely not a major one, but it is something that I know a lot of people who definitely benefit from.
So
Alright. What's
Yeah.
up?
Mala, what I currently do is whenever I create a new character, I add a new tab and I make a sheet where I build my moves out separately. So that way I can keep track of everything on a separate page. And then just drop in the move slots.
but yeah, no, so what I'll do is I'll just like, you know, once we move on, I'll do the thing of trying to fit the secondary scale and make it so the EXP purchases all of that like transfers over easily. Specialties and feats I haven't changed, but also I haven't gotten really any feedback on it, so I don't really have a reason to change anything.
The only thing I might say to change is to make it shorter. While yes, people can have this amount of specialties, I think having like 5 per would be better, just so they're not scrolling so far through so many skills.
Here, first off, I'm gonna cut it down to 10 so we can see what that looks like at least.
I just don't.
Because I'm also considering later game characters.
Yeah, but I haven't seen too many characters that get, more than 1 or 2 specialties in a skill.
Verdant? Yeah, I don't think, even when I built Verdant, I don't think I had more than, like, 4 specialties total.
Oh, I will say that, like, for mathematical correctness on things, like, just pointing this out, is that once you get 3 dots in a skill is when a lot of the time it's more effective to just get specialties that matter for you. So, if you technically are building the most EXP efficient character, you start really ballooning out your specialties once you get 3 ranks in a lot of the skills you care about.
But on that front, there's also the consideration of how many people are actually doing that. Like, I know Argus has been picking up quite a few specialties, but I think he's still around, 5 total.
Yeah, he's at 5 or 6. But then again, also, you guys don't have the most XP there, and, oh yeah, I forgot to ask if they wanted to swap over to it being, a quest-only XP. Whoops, forgot to do that. My bad.
On the XP front, I'm thinking of recommending to storytellers to do it somewhere between 5 to 10 per session XP, which will wind up being the 5 XP per session, but I will point out to them that, hey, if they just don't do anything, just stand around and talk the entire time, or whatever they may do, it's okay to give them less than 5, or none at all. That's kind of why we're moving away from the 5 XP per session, because, God, we have so many games that are just faffing about.
Yeah. Anyways, I just went ahead and cut these all down to 10 slots each. And this is what it looks like with 10 slots.
That definitely feels a lot better. I still think we might want to go with less. But
What, do you want to cut it down to 8?
I like 7. Let's go with 7.
7's a happier number.
Yeah.
Because obviously 1, 3, 5, 7, 10. 15, 20, 25, 30, etc.
Wrong option. Click delete, not add.
If they need more in a skill, they have slots to put them in on the main tab.
At that point, just do a dash.
Yeah.
Well, there's also custom boxes. In case you want to go, let's say you're you're Riv maxing and want to give like 15 bajillion academic specialties. He's going to spend a lot of XP on academic specialties, by the way. Who'd have thought?
At that point, just delete the ones next to it you're never going to use. Just add in another academics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
But,
can
yeah,
find
no, so
somewhere to stuff more specialties if they have more than 7.
all right, but yeah, there's 7 right there, each box.
That does feel better.
Yeah, much better. You can
All right.
almost fit 3 in a page. Depending on your monitor size, anyways.
Yeah, mine fits 3, but I have like a 27-inch monitor or whatever.
Mine fits 4, but that's because I have bad vision.
But
so
anyways,
I have max at like 120%.
I think we're good on that.
Moves hasn't changed that much except for range bands.
Range bands, which means it also expanded down 1 row.
Which is
Oh, no.
absolutely fine. Weapons.
Also, yeah,
slots, I
the
assume.
range bands do in fact auto update if you change things on the main sheet. Still, so
Good. Now we have an items and notes page, thankfully.
just
Yeah,
For all those
asking
items
for
that we don't
notes.
have.
We really do need to work on items at some point, but it's been so on the back burner
yep,
because we've got much more important stuff to figure out.
yep. By the way, it does in fact still auto calc all of the bulk for the current bulk stuff.
Excellent.
Assets, contacts, you know.
I definitely
Just
like
you
the
wanna write
personal
down.
notes box.
Oh my goodness, the contacts page.
I know, right?
People can actually keep notes on people.
Without having to go to something else to do it.
I might personally say split up the personal notes section into like 2 rows each, just so it's... Because sometimes working with one big box on sheets can be
Hold the
finicky.
line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Nova! Hello there! Thanks for that raid! Welcome in, Nova X Jewel. Hope you had a great stream.
We now have a 4th submission on the survey.
Ooh, nice. In that case, by the way, I'm expanding this out by 1 so that way it's even, because it was like 11 wide or 13 wide or something like that, and it would not split up into 2 even things.
No, I'm saying 2 rows each. Not by columns. So, like, this would be a box, but I've highlighted.
Yeah.
And then you'd have another box here, and so on. Oh, nice, Nova.
I like how I tell people that it's supposed to be, anonymous, and then people tell me when they finish it, and I'm just like, well, now I can't look at the data for a little bit.
So you mean, like, obviously this is not, like, spaced correctly, but like this?
No, I was thinking literally just 2 rows. Rather than 4, like you've got it right now.
Okay.
Yep.
So, like that, obviously just
Yeah.
without the extra thing at the bottom.
I'd say just add another row onto everything else and to even out that last row. But yeah, I think that's much
Yeah.
better, much easier to use.
I'll have
too.
to update the formula stuff on here to make it so it includes these 2 bottom boxes now, but oh no, anyway.
Unfortunately, Mala, I get an email every single time somebody fills out the survey to know that it happened. It's how I've been keeping track of whether or not people have been doing it.
Oh.
I will say I haven't filled it out, but that's mostly because, well, I just give my feedback live.
I also
Yeah.
haven't filled it out, but I'm right here.
Exactly.
If I had feedback for my own sheet, I would just do it.
Exactly.
Like I think I'm literally the most useless person to fill out that one.
Yes, I
Okay,
think we
so-
should add another row onto here. I really like the type reference a lot.
Yeah, I looked at that and I was just like, you know what? I am tired of people getting confused over this. And then also there's like, you know, you can choose extra little offense boxes and you start picking up extra affinities and moves or whatever.
I wonder how hard it would be to make this auto calc.
Literally all I'd really have to do is do, I think, a selection box.
Because I know Raijin tried. He had like one minor issue with it, but he made one.
Yeah, I could make it work. It would just take a bit of work.
Then it's going to be helpful if people, or to not do that, because then people can learn how to figure that out on their own.
Yeah, I'd rather. We'll save ourselves.
I figured a good start.
Yeah.
I figure a good start is just having the chart right there for them. If they are confused by what they are looking at that point, if they can't figure it out, I don't know, maybe a bit of a skill issue at that point.
I always take the bulleted list off the book because it's easier for me to read than these charts. But that's partially due to my color blindness, so.
I mean, we got extra space down. Oh, well, I guess we don't. I was looking. I scrolled up, but yeah, I think maybe having the bulleted list might be a good idea as well for those that operate better that way. Because I know for me. Oh yeah, I guess Mala, why didn't you shout them out?
There he goes. We'll get it now.
But yeah, I know for me, I prefer the type chart. Like, this is easier for me to use. But I also know that some people prefer the bulleted list.
It helps that for the offense, literally all you do is go to the type and then look left to right. But yeah.
Everybody's different, and might as well do a couple of little things to make it more accessible. But either way, I think this sheet is good. Just those couple of pointers.
Yep, okay. So, fit secondary scale in there. Obviously fix all of the, you know, auto-calc stuff that breaks because shifting over the scale slightly. EXP sheet, do the little mini project of making it so that way the skills auto-calc their EXP cost and merits. And then all the way over to type reference in order to put in bulleted list stuff.
Yeah, I saw Nova. Very nice.
All right. Cool. So I will get working on that.
Neat.
All right. So next up here, wanted to go over some of what I've been working on for the magic. That would be page 97.
When Google Docs decides to, actually let me do anything.
Ah, yes, a common issue.
I will say a quick note. I've decided to switch it to viewer instead of commenter. I'm kind of getting tired of all of the, oh, they accidentally clicked and dragged here notifications.
Yeah.
As,
Yeah, I get that.
As well as the, I had somebody who wanted me to change feet to telepathic for some reason. So, yeah. If they've got comments, they can leave them on the Discord.
We do have a thing for that now.
Well, we've had a thing for that. And people do
Well, I'm
use
just saying, like, when we first made the sheet, like, the doc.
Oh,
for
true.
commenting.
True. Alright, so, first off with the magic system, if you guys are on the page 97.
Yep.
We're, of course, introducing 3 new skills. Sagacity is going to be the attack skill for your magic. It'll handle, basically the same as Brawl and Send. Verbosity is how many different traits you can put together in one spell. I'm thinking 2 per dot. They can take specialties for specific words or traits to not count towards the limit, but that would be with storyteller approval. If you're really good at fire, sure, I'll let you just get a specialty for fire and not count it against how many words you can put in. Phonemics is the maximum strength you can upgrade each trait to. Not every trait will have something that you can upgrade to. We'll try for that, but I'm not going to guarantee it. But power obviously is going to be one where, you get this up to 5 dots, then you can purchase power up to 5. And you can purchase power multiple times to, be able to use power 5, power 5, power 5 for a total of power 15 on the spell. Though spells will be limited by their power cap. Otherwise with this, I'm going to be separating the various traits into schools of magic, just kind of, mostly just the same, like we did with the moves where we've got different, trait types, tactical move traits, condition move traits, so on. That's basically just what those are.
Makes sense.
Thoughts on what we've got so far for those schools and such?
Let me reread through the schools.
Golomancy could also be Automancy, couldn't it?
Oh yeah, for automatons of all kinds, yeah. I'm good with that.
Because Golomancy sounds... I don't know if I would know how to read that without knowing what you're going for.
What exactly is Callmancy?
We're doing schools of magic stuff.
Ah,
We just
Golemancy,
update Goldmancy up to Automancy.
yeah. Golemancy was the, school for making golems.
oh, golems. I heard gold. Okay, fair.
Yeah, we got Midas up in this bitch now. It happening.
Well, also, I found a way to fit secondary skill in. It just looks and feels squished.
Work on the character sheet later. For now, let's go and
Yeah.
focus on... Because that's something that you can easily do off stream.
Oh,
to
yeah,
do
yeah,
that
no,
little
I just
bit.
wanted... the only reason I brought it up is just to see if that's what we wanted to go with, because it... Yeah. Yeah, looking back at
Hey,
this.
Scooby Snacks. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm assuming you're going to expand on these mini descriptions later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... We basically went through and just kind of did brainstorm session of different types of traits we wanted to include. Though there is one that's not on this list, which is essentially going to be... I wrote it to Brian. Let me just find it here. Ubiquitism. It allows the player to utilize random items around the scene in order to create an effect based on the item, such as a feather being used to potentially freeze someone from something, slowing their fall, or even maybe granting flight. The advantage is that this school is highly creative and can have the most general utility. The disadvantage is that your storyteller decides what happens when you use it. It is a bit similar to wild magic. Sure, you've rolled well enough to grant your party flight, but you're now tweeting like a bird until the next short rest. Good luck communicating.
This feels like Entropist already.
A
Because
little
it's
bit,
literally about taking gambles on uncertain outcomes.
definitely a
Which is-
bit.
Yeah.
I got this idea from Dresden Files, one of their short stories. They were using this, but I kind of thought it would be a fun idea.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying that this feels like something that could just be in the entropy.
It probably could. It's something that we would probably refine later if we actually use it. If I recall, entropy was something where you more or less actually have an idea of what might happen from your spell. You know, you could gamble for higher power or you wind up with less power, kind of stuff. Whereas this is anything could happen out of it. And of course, you have to actually have an item on hand or in the scene to actually use with it.
I think my only concern with such an idea and going that far with it is it puts a lot of pressure on the GM. So that might be a later on thing where you sit down and you make predetermined lists to go off of.
What we would probably do is have it be one of those where the storyteller can allow or deny it in the campaign as a whole. For me, I could handle that just fine. But I do understand the concern that, not every storyteller would be able to.
Also, I know that this is literally just a whip section, and it will be fixed. But it is like lightly tickling my brain negatively that this is not in alphabetical order.
I was
Again,
actually bothered that mentalism and blood weren't next to each other because my brain is categorizing these.
Again, it was literally a brainstorm session where we sat down and just threw stuff out.
Look, I know I said I understood. I was just pointing it out.
These dragons are so easily triggered.
Look,
Oh,
look,
nice,
we got
Scooby.
boxes. We put things in the box, and then we put the box on the shelf, and then it's out of the way. I say, looking directly away from my living room. I'm fine with what I'm seeing right now. I would love more details to make sure. I want more to read.
Yeah, that's something I just wanted to get this base idea approved before I went ahead with things.
Yeah, I'm okay with the schools of magic right now.
I'll probably expand one of them and then ask for more feedback at that point.
Yeah. And I can see what you're doing with the PowerPoints and stuff. I think that's a lot more solid than it was before. When it fills out more, for now, I think I'm okay with it.
Cool. All right. The next thing I wanted to talk about, well, I mean, I guess we'll be fair and go in order. Anything you wanted to talk about there, Era? Next?
Did I have something?
I don't know if you did or not.
I think I did, but I have no idea what it is right now because I'm too tired.
Okay.
I
Also,
know-
Tal and I did go over the tactical move traits. I forgot that they were contested roles.
Okay, that's what I thought too. So, okay.
That was my bad.
Yeah. I was very confused when all that was happening because I was like, there's no contest? I thought there was a contest.
There is.
All right, I wanted to harass you about feats, but we should touch other things.
No, it wasn't, Mala. You probably would have failed to trip him, period.
But it's funnier that it happened this way now.
Yeah.
I think Mala, like the trip attack had what? A roll of 11 on the trip attempt. So that would have been like on average 5 successes on the trip.
Something else on the to-do list here. Potential change to the mind boost. Because I know right now it is incredibly limited there on use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's also particularly better defensively.
Oh,
Which,
yeah.
we don't really have many mechanics that actually interact with being good and useful actively on the defensive. Like the only other thing we really have that's active defense is parry.
What does the mind boost do again? Just remind me to make sure I'm on the right page here.
Mind boost allows you to force an enemy to re-roll 10.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
A critical, critical exploding die.
Yeah. Yeah, just exploding die, period. But by
yeah.
default, that's a 10. But the alternative was that you could use it potentially to choose another number to count as successes, replacing the lowest potentially replacing the lowest number on your success range. So, say you roll and get a whole bunch of 2s, well, you can use your mind boost to replace 7s as counting as success with 2s counting as success.
Which I don't think we can balance because that one in particular scales with your dice pool.
Yeah, I would be worried about. That'd be hard to balance.
Because the other two work specifically on a set number and type of dice, or type of roll result.
It was an idea I had. An alternative to that is we could limit it to just 3 dice out of the pool that are the same number.
Well, okay, I will say for that, that will guarantee at least 1 success in terms of the thing, but the moment you have 2 matching is...
Couldn't you just always use it to call 1 successes now instead?
No, because it has to be a non-fail, non-succeed.
Yeah, it would have
Okay.
to be one of the non-fail, non-succeed.
Specifically so that way, people can't just name ones or, use the body to re-roll ones, multiple. So thinking about it, that has set EV of 1, 2, 3, because it's up to 3. I mean, I guess that can scale to the same rate that body dice do. But the thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is just that it doesn't require the extreme situation to reach the same situation that body dice do.
Alright, we can leave it as is.
Yeah, I think for now it's fine. We'd have to toy with the idea some more. I definitely think it's better to add than it is to replace, especially for what numbers count as successes. Because I was just trying to think even if you just have 2 repeating numbers, that would just be the go-to option. Because in order for body to have an expected value of 3, you have to be rolling at difficulty 5.
Alright.
Joke.
In that case, I guess we'll leave it here, and I'll just add a note. Possibly go over again. Alright.
Good.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna bring up something else that was on the to-do list that I wanted to bring up, but
Go for it.
the whole range increments allow you to attack from outside your range at penalty, even if it's just a feat. I was thinking a pretty easy way we could implement something like that is sort of just take from how Pathfinder does it slightly, but with our own, utilizing our own system for that of +1 accuracy and damage difficulty for every, iteration of the range band it is past the initial. So, if it's short range and it has, 30 feet of range and the opponent's 50 feet away, you would have +1 difficulty on accuracy and damage and power.
If it's increasing difficulty of both, I'm okay with that then.
But I will have to say that it also will turn off effects such as, bypass accuracy. Because now it's creating a.
Yeah, you can't use bypass accuracy that way. That would be.
Yeah, because then all someone would have to do is make a short range bypass accuracy set damage attack, and now they attack at infinite range.
Yeah.
Watch me shotgun this directly away from you across the planet, all the way around, and hit you in the back of the head with this. Whap.
Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead and note that down, Raharu. If you're
Say
there.
it one more time.
We are going to allow you to go outside of your purchased range. However, it will disable bypass accuracy, and it will increase the difficulty of both the accuracy and the power roll.
Got it.
All right. I will implement that soon.
Soon, TM.
If I recall, we already spoke about the only apply lifesteal to a single target in an AoE. And I think we are all agreed on that.
Say that again, my brain shut off.
You can only apply lifesteal on a single target in an AoE. So you're not just, hitting 20 people and stealing health from all of them.
I was fine with that so long as it, obviously took the highest value lifesteal from the group automatically.
All right. You good with that, Era?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I was kind of split there for a moment because I was thinking, but the cool thing.
Yeah.
No, it's-
But so long as it automatically takes, whatever the highest is.
Yeah, because you can only get healing from one source anyways, so just making it the highest just makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and note that down as well, Raharu.
On it.
You only get lifesteal from one target when hitting with an AoE, and it is the highest damage that you do.
I'm gonna be right back really quickly.
No!
Fine.
All is lost!
Unit lost.
I mean, I'm always lost, though.
Thank you for implying that I am all and all is me, therefore I am awesome. Thank you.
Would you hurry up? We got more to discuss.
I will say though, Mala, Rusty versus Iceworm, legitimately chilling moment. Absolutely amazing scene. Zim, have you ever played the most recent Armored Core game, Armored Core 6: Fires of Rumicod?
No, I haven't played any of them.
Okay, do you have any intention on playing?
Not at this time.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll just keep it to vague things. Well, I will say the fact that the power is so great that it's crackling your audio is a really great touch, honestly.
What the heck is this game?
Are you looking at Armored Core 6?
Yes.
So Armored Core is like Mech Warrior, but instead it's more like Gundam. So you zoom around in a giant mech that you completely customize and fight other mechs in things. And there's one mission where you have to fight a giant worm, and you have a bunch of allies, and one of them is sniping from across continents with a rail cannon.
Oh my god!
There is a multiple second delay when he fires and when the shot hits, so he needs to be really careful with his shots, but you know, it does a count up going like power at 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. And like, you know, it keeps going up and up. And then like all the audio cuts out. All of the fight audio, the music, the sounds of the mechs completely cut out, and it just crackles over with his voice over the comm system, and he just goes, "I won't miss," and then you see it lancing across the sky.
Jeez.
That sounds
So
awesome.
don't you bring up that helicopter, Toshi? That fucking helicopter. You know what? At least it's not the ball.
I think I've seen this game before. Did this also have PvP?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think I've seen this game before then. I didn't know it was from this game, but I definitely seen it.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
For those who want to see it and have not, I'm putting it in media share. I would also recommend the last one where he's overputting maximum output. It's very good. It's just the end.
Oh, that game.
Toshi, don't you bring up that first boss around me. That first boss was ridiculous. I just like that it cuts out the audio so that way you can really hear it, and then you hear the shot. And then see the shot. Alright, so we do have the era back. I forget, Era, did we already tap you about the newer positive conditions
No.
that I randomly came up with while drunk?
Nope, I did not hear about the drunk conversation.
Okay, cool.
Was I drunk?
No. I was drunk on my own, working on things for the system.
Ah, okay. Then no, I haven't.
Okay.
I hate
So
how I
there's
guessed I was drunk.
I was gonna say, I love how you asked if you were drunk.
Look, sometimes I get drunk and then do a bunch of things and then wake up and find a bunch of work done for like games and stuff. I'm like, what the hell is this nonsense? It works, sure, okay, we're going with it. I have no idea what I was thinking, but here we go.
Woohoo. But yeah, no, I thought up some
Ow.
Sorry, I'm just I'm feeling a cough coming on and I'm just waiting for it to hit and it's not hitting. It's like a
hate it when
sneeze,
that
but
happens.
worse.
I hit him with the habits.
Alright. So there are 3 new ones I came up with. First one is Guarded, which it's pretty simple. It just consumes a stack when an external source would impose a negative stat change and prevents that change.
Joke.
Okay.
That way it doesn't work if you're self-imposing stat changes, so that way, you know,
Yep, so that way you
can't
can't
cheese it.
guard it yourself and cheese it.
yeah, you can't cheese it. Next up is Hasted, which consuming a stack of Hasted doubles the movement of your next movement action, which would work on things like 5-foot step and sprint as well, if you want to consume it for those.
I'm just imagining somebody taking all the Zoomies feats, giving themselves that, and then just running across the field.
Well, yeah, but that's
Gar.
also going. Yeah, that already exists in the tabletop.
Just the idea. of one
Also,
person
the funny
teleport.
part about it is just, well, you know, sometimes you just really want to get to that ranged user.
One person teleports, the other person just runs. Whoop! Mach 5 across the battlefield.
Yep, that's Gar. And the last one is, I wanted to make one that was offensive in nature without it, like, you know, affecting difficulty or anything. So I thought up with something pretty spicy. It's called Inspired. Consuming a stack of Inspired lets your next attack ignore your target's positive scene and temporary stat changes.
Ooh, I like that one. Can I add one more now that it's on my brain?
I
Do you
can
have one to bring up?
feel
Like,
the
sure.
eye twitch on Tao's part. The reason he came up with 3 more was because it fit nicely on the character sheet.
I can make more things fit on the character sheet. It's literally one row.
Okay.
Lucky Boost. Would give the, would just be consumed to get rid of the roll. Or get rid of one like a soul boost, except you can apply it to people.
I don't know how I feel.
Jen.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about replacing or supplementing Soul Boost with anything, or you know, like boost dice with anything other than the roleplay incentive.
True, we could always make Lucky just an additional dice, too.
Which also has the thing of, I don't know how well that scales, really, and also just feels like it's going to be the obligatory, okay, well, I have Lucky, so I'm going to stack it to 3 before you do anything in a scene ever if it's roleplay.
True. Okay. No, I'm fine with all those.
Yeah, I'm not against adding more, just to be clear. I just want to make sure that it's, you know.
Hold on, let me brainstorm, like, exactly 2 more, then.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
I always have things I can do.
All right. Go ahead and send those to Raharu so he can add that to the notes, please.
Yep. I'll just pull it, like, straight off of my chat with you. Bonk. To note, those are not in alphabetical order. That was in order of I came up with it.
Thumbs up.
But yeah, I wanted to come up with an interesting offensive one without it just being, like, obligatory.
Yeah,
You know?
True Strike is annoying.
Yeah. So, I think that this is, like, the healthiest way we could implement something like that. Also, it gives a small counter to people who just, like, you know, hyper stack a bunch of stat changes and now, like, you can't do anything. Provided you have this, of course. Alright,
I suppose we should probably come up with costs for those, for adding them to a move.
yeah, I had,
I half expected Tel to have already done that.
So, yeah, I think Inspired is about a 20, Hasted is between 10 and 15, and Guarded is 20 to 25. In terms of XP cost power. Inspired, I think, is like a pretty obvious hard 20 cost. I don't think it's worth being good.
What was inspired again?
Inspired is the one where you ignore positive stat changes on the enemy for one attack when you use it.
Yeah.
I think that's 20 cost because it's strong, but it's niche. It's not like, you know, a catch-all, like, and it's not as good as Amped. It's not as good as Protected or Insulated, but it's pretty good. Hasted is just movement, so I think that's considering you also have to keep in mind the cost of making it a condition that you guaranteed get is 30 on the cheap end. That moves Inspired to a total cost of 50 for getting the effect. Hasted, 10 on top, so that would be 40 to 45 if it's just, dedicated applying it.
I mean,
the
Hasted
main-
would probably be fine at 10.
Yeah, the main thing that we need to make sure about is that Hasted being 10 means that when you get to 60 EXP cap, you can apply 2 Hasted at once.
We're gonna
Because
say
you can-
that only one can be used at a time, though.
Yeah. I'm just saying, for action economy reasons, just making sure.
I'm gonna head out now because I'm gonna start streaming myself. Have a good time, everyone.
All right,
Oh,
see you,
wow.
Ren.
Bye.
You're a good week.
Bye.
Enjoy.
Note, he did not argue with the boss.
So yeah, Hasted I think can sit at 10.
I'm good with that.
Guarded I think should be 20 to 25 because again I don't think it's a 30 cost, especially because stat changes are cheaper than conditions.
I would say 20.
Yeah. Because I don't think it's 15, but I don't think it's gonna be more than 25. So yeah, 20 probably.
We could go with 18 on it.
I mean, we could.
Because it is a very niche thing.
Yeah, and 18 is the exact cost for getting 100% chance to apply a tier 1 condition. The main reason I was thinking 20 is because if you're applying tier 2 at once, it'll still proc and stop all of it. So even if you're applying a tier 2 or a tier 3 debuff, because Guarded would stop the singular event of the stat change from happening. So, unless we want to do something like prevents 1 rank of stat change per stack, but I just kind of want to keep it where it is, honestly.
Yeah, keep it where it is.
Yeah, so that's why I was thinking more of a 20, because it can apply to, -3s.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep it at 20. And then what was it for the other one?
That was the last one, but Inspired is 20, Hasted is 10, Guarded is also now 20.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Also, I made sure that all of them were ED words. Because Amped, Insulated, and Protected were all the 3 positive conditions we had, and they all ended with ED, so I made sure all of these ended with ED.
Did you get all that, by the way, Raharu?
Oh, no.
Here, I was writing it down because I was just putting it in my little note thing, so. Here, I'll send that over to you.
And you guys good with going with the standard we've set for the other positives of it's a -5 less for the negative version?
Give me a second. Sorry, what was your question?
For the applying it to an enemy, it would be 5, 5 less than what it is to apply it to yourself.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that should be fine.
All right. So,
Apply it to an
go ahead.
applying it to an enemy is 5 less than applying it to yourself.
Yeah.
You said?
Yeah.
All right. So next up, Telekinesis and telepathy. Telekinesis would include, or would also cover things like the Shadow Claw, Hunter Shadows. I know Jet wants to do a thing like that.
Joke.
Кто такая зайка там лежит, спряталась?
Makes sense.
Его пушистик. Иди кушать.
Apparently my duck game broke on me.
Да кто такая зайка там
Ладно.
лежит, спряталась? Его пушистик. Иди кушать.
So do we want to put in a trait that makes it so that way things can manipulate other things?
What I am thinking with this is that we would make them primeval features. However, there would be a thing in there that you can purchase this primeval feature trait to apply it to a move.
Okay, can you explain?
Like
exactly how that's gonna work.
Well, like in the case of Shadow Claw, obviously you've got the whole concept of Shadowy Claw comes out and strikes an opponent. But then you would need to pick up the Primeval feature if you want to also be able to use your Shadow Claw to, say, pick up an enemy or something like that.
So changing the move into being a able to be used as a actual hand in a manner.
Yes. You don't have to, which is why I was saying it would be an additional trait with the primeval feature that they could purchase to add that to a move. But otherwise, yeah, it would just be the primeval feature by itself, and you couldn't really use it for combat or anything. Thoughts?
I'm just thinking about all the implications. Go ahead.
Yeah. Honestly, it feels to me like if you were taking telekinesis, you'd just be flavoring it how you wanted to anyways.
Yes. What's
Be
it?
back a moment.
Okay. Like, yeah, you'd flavor it however you want. Like, in the case of Hunter, it's his shadows. For Scruff, it's the claws. We'd have a trait in there to make it invisible. For the case of, like, Jet, who would just be literally using his mind to make it happen.
Wouldn't that just be the stealthy trait?
Basically, but you don't really apply stealthy traits to primeval features.
Well, I know, I'm just saying that if the feature applies to a move, like, you can do that, like, as a trait. Do we need to double up, or...?
You can just pick one or the other. Like, the stealthy version on the primeval feature would just be for, I mean, I guess we could just make it an attack period and not have it tied to moves, but then we gotta figure out how we're gonna work power and such with that.
Honestly, what I would suggest doing in this case is not having it intermingle with moves, but honestly treat I would treat it more like a weapon.
Why?
I know the martial arts isn't done yet, so we can't reference that. Were you about to say, Tal? Sorry.
Oh, I was just asking why weapons.
It gives me the similar vibe, in a way. Like, how would I word this? Now I have to brain. Why are you making me brain?
The entire point of this is to brain.
Yes, but I'm also tired. Okay, so I imagine that telekinesis is generally speaking an extension of yourself in these features. So those shadow hands aren't are manifestations in physical attacks instead of moves, is kind of how I'm thinking about them. They're manifestations. So if we treat them more like weapons, you could make them sharper, for instance, and make them do slashing and all those other things. And it would also be easier to throw it on a table and be like, yeah, you have to purchase up to tier 2 and tier 3 instead of doing it the move way. I think it'd be cleaner. Does that make sense? Am I making sense right now, or do I sound like an idiot?
I'm not really following.
I'm trying to parse how to, like, explain this. So you want it to work in terms of scaling and nomenclature like a weapon, because you think that it using weapons like systems for tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 is going to be cleaner in terms of upgrade potential.
Yes. On top of that, it also very much limits what you can do with it to a certain degree. It'll make buying elemental things a little bit more expensive.
I
just feel like it's a shortcut to balancing.
I just need to say that I think it feels wrong to try and make something that is a natural ability like telekinesis scale the same way weapons do and off of weapon traits.
Yeah, I'm with Tal on that one.
Okay, I just don't know how I feel about the the move section being used for that.
Well, you know what? Actually, thinking about it, if you want to use telekinesis as a part of a move, I think that at this point we should just make that. Basically, I think just combining like any features like this should just go off meld mechanics. So if you want to use telekinesis as a part of a move, you have to meld it with the move.
You know, I'm good with that.
That way, we're now future-proofing it. Where if you have any sort of effect like that where you might want to use it with a move for whatever reason, under whatever circumstances, including magic or martial arts, meld. It's all meld. All the way down.
Lovely kiss.
Besides, I think the meld mechanics work pretty well in terms of balance, so, like, fuck it, I don't know.
Well, on that front, where is it? I guess I've lost that tab. We haven't actually settled on meld mechanics yet.
I thought we did.
No, we had a proposal, but we never actually came up with things.
I'm pretty sure we did, because we literally even put it on the to-do list as it's currently being play-tested and it was valid for play.
But which one are we doing? Combined. No, what we wrote here was that they are currently being play tested because you were going to play test them with your gauntlet stuff.
Oh, okay, that stuff. Yeah, so... Oh, okay, yeah, here.
But there was another document that you made of a proposal of the different options that we were considering.
Yeah, I have that here. Let me throw that in. I still had it up. I just had to remember what you were talking about.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So this is basically just me rambling through all of the stuff.
I swear we chose one.
I know we argued over it a fair bit because it was a bit of an argument for letting people do cool things versus kiss. Because I know... God.
I was gonna say, for the previous discussion, yes, let's just go with the melding. That sounds fine with me. Okay, continue now.
So just to recap things for like our original discussion, there was the cooler but more complicated option, which is letting you do melds as a part of multi-attack. And one that is used as a maneuver. Or when I say multi-attack, like, you know, some sort of action, like double action cost the same way, but I'm just going to say multi-attack. But basically the difference between it and maneuver, you aren't able to multi-attack. It just, you know, uses up the action costs of the whatever things you're putting together. So if you have, like, you know, a light weapon that uses a quick action attack and you have a standard move that you're trying to, like, put with it, you know, you have to use up a standard and a quick action in order to use it as a part of the maneuver cost. And then there's the multi-attack where it basically works the same, but it takes an accuracy penalty according to multi-attack, and you can try for multiple during a turn if you scale that high. But it's more complicated because it goes off of multi-attack mechanics.
Well, here we've got one, like, the accuracy was take the accuracy of the primary attack, including any bonuses such as increased critical or stab. However, bypass accuracy will not work for this, as there will always be an accuracy penalty, and will be treated as having 0 accuracy modifier before the penalty is applied.
Yeah, that way you can still use bypass accuracy things, it'll just disable the trait.
Add any, like, it looks like we did come up with how accuracy would work for meld, but we had 2 options for power.
Accuracy works differently for the meld maneuver, because since you can't repeat it and it's taking up basically like your entire thing, it didn't impose a multi-attack. It didn't impose the minus accuracy thing.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I did like that I did like the combining any traits for accuracy between the two. So if you've got, you know, +2 accuracy on one, +2 accuracy on the other, you got +4 total. Or in the case of, you know, the sheet here, +2 on the first and -1 on the second, it becomes a total of +1. I like that.
Yeah. For the power, I think that the option 1 was working pretty good because it also opened up a lot more options. It's the only it did introduce one extra layer of complexity of having to check 2 different like, you know, offensive modifiers, but that doesn't matter as much because, you know, the target has the list anyway. So they would just go, okay, if this is fire and this is light, I'm weak to fire and I'm neutral towards light, so I'll be, like, you know, weak to this. Basically just working the exact same way that, well, almost the exact same way as combo attacks. It's basically a self-combo.
Yeah.
Power, the second option for power was literally just not bothering with that and just going off of it, whatever the primary is. And the second one just feeding into it. I think that the first option is more flavorful and balanced, but, you know, it is more complicated.
I'm
Now,
good
my
with
group
that.
didn't have any problems with it, but, you know. It just took like a second or two longer for people to check things.
I'm good with using the first one. You, Era?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Impact.
Go and cross. No, we don't have anything for you to note just yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're just discussing stuff.
I'd say cross out the step 2 then, so we know that we are not going with that.
Step 2, option 2, cross out.
It's Alt Shift 5.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The multi-attack versus maneuver.
That's what I
see
was
what it
talking about. Yeah. That was the real discussion. Because we were leaning towards option 1 anyways, but we're just a little bit worried about the complexity part, but
Since
the real
that
discussion-
conversation we've added a lot more complexities that have seemed okay, so we're good now.
Yeah. Which is why I was literally looking at that, like, you know, it is slightly more complicated, but I think it's fine. So for the maneuver versus the multi-attack, that was like our big sticking point where we weren't really agreeing. So let's see where we're standing right now, because maneuver is simpler. Multi-attack makes it so that way you're able to, like, you know, crunch and try and get out like 2 of these in one turn. If you have enough accuracy, obviously. You need to have like a natural accuracy pool of like at least 16 in order to even try and pull out a second one.
I'm personally still thinking we should have it as have meld as a maneuver, a separate one from multi-attack, even if it shares a lot of the same rules.
All right. Era?
I'm honestly leaning. I don't know what my initial decision was. I'm actually leaning towards, with how hard it is to make it a multi-attack, to go ahead and just do it the other way.
I think originally your position was, oh, I like the crunch, but it might be too complicated.
Yeah, we've added a lot since then. Yeah, I think I'm leaning the other way now, since we've added more.
So, which way exactly?
Treating it like a multi-attack.
I'm okay with treating it like a multi-attack. I just still want to have it as its own maneuver.
So do you want to make it its own maneuver and say you can use it as a part of a multi-attack? You know, just, and here's how it works if you're using it in a multi-attack?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so just kind of mixing the two. Got it.
Yep.
So, cool. Oh yeah, also the bludgeoning, slashing, piercing triangle thing. Yeah, it literally doesn't matter anymore because we just system-wide implemented the can't have more than a +or -2 difficulty change. Get, like, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, and we did approve of the. We wound up getting that triangle. We approved that, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
remember-
improved that independently, which made it a little bit easier to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think it's been pretty good. I'm just waiting until people start demanding we include elemental versions of it too.
I hope people don't ask for that, because I can see
I'm
it.
saying
but...
I'm saying in games that we run.
Though having a shadow stab move would be kind of neat, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking people are just gonna, like, you know, get more enamored with the flavor of it and start going, hey, can I make an electric lightning spear? and make it, you know, electric piercing. But, you know. I don't think that's a bad problem to have. I'm just saying, hopefully it takes a little bit.
For that, we'll probably just use combo attack rules.
Probably, yeah. Combo / meld / whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna go with the maneuver option, and then if you use it as part of a multi-attack, it'll inherit the multi-attack penalty and count as 2 attacks.
Does the secondary one have the -5 for the meld, or is it just...
No, because the -5 was just for the if you're using it as part of a multi-attack. Because that was going off of the multi-attack penalty. Now, we could implement the -5 anyway, with a note saying that if you're using it as a part of a multi-attack, you know, combine this negative with the multi-attack negative that you're at. This counts as 2 attacks, you know, yeah. There's ways that we could word it, I'm just...
We'll have to make sure to word that properly, but yes.
Yeah. I think considering that they are 2 attacks being combined into one with the, you know, power and accuracy of both, that makes it a more powerful move. Yes, it's more limited because you have to, you know, if both of them are standard actions, there's both of your standard actions used. Perhaps a -3 penalty to the end result for multi-attack, or for the meld.
End result of power?
No, for the accuracy.
So -3 successes.
No, -3 dice.
Okay.
It's
question.
basically the same way that Fury works with multi-attack. It's just going to be a -3 penalty flat on there.
So the second attack would be at -7 instead, or -8 instead of -5.
Yes, if you're using it as part of a multi-attack. So then
If you're melding it and doing a multi-attack. Alright.
Okay, so we're... Technically speaking, you're giving it a +2 then. Because the thing is that when you do the meld, you take the multi-attack of the second attack penalty. So when you do the multi-attack thing, it starts at 0, and then the second move has a -5 on it, which is where the -5 came from, because that's the -5 from the...
Oh, so we've already got -5 for the second one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
then,
so long as we make it so that way, we just have to say that, like, you know, if not multi-attacking with it, it's not a big problem. We just have to include that.
So important question with this then. How does Fury work with melding then?
It would not work.
For this process. Okay, so a Fury move would not be viable. Or
You can
Fury would
use it, but the Fury would not trigger.
Okay.
I think
That is
that's
important.
just keep it simple.
So Fury and automatic hit do not apply. Got it.
All right.
Yeah, we could say that, like, you know, with the nomenclature idea behind it, that, like, you know, if you're using Fury, you can't focus enough to meld 2 things together in such a way.
Am I able to edit this doc? Yes.
You should be able to. Yeah. Whenever I make one of these, I almost always just habitually add you guys as editors automatically.
Alright, so Fury and Bypass accuracy do not apply to melded attack. Secondary attack in the meld is at a -5 accuracy. and otherwise they're just combined together, right?
Pretty much. We have to make sure that the exact wording we use is very particular when we put it in the main document, just to make sure it doesn't break multi-attack.
Yeah. Alright. Well, with that out of the way, back to the telekinesis. So, first off, I've been debating between combining telekinesis and telepathy as one primeval feature, or having them separate.
I mean, they are two separate effects. I mean, they're both generally combined under the idea of like psychic/psionic abilities or things of that nature, but they are two separate effects.
Yeah, I was originally considering combining them. I messaged Key earlier for his thoughts on this. But that was when it was like, cool, you can communicate telepathically up to 30 feet. And I guess here's a range increase. But then he brought up some other things that is like, okay, now I could see separating them out because I kind of want to make sure that there's enough traits to even bother having an individual primeval feature. Not much point if it's just, one thing, one upgrade. He thinks that they could still be connected together or lumped together. I am leaning more towards separate, but I said I'd see what you guys thought. For the record, some of the ideas that he put out were things like telepathic translation, as well as linguistic decoding. Not sure what he means. I'm assuming like just being able to, translate written language from it, but sounds cool.
Knowing how his brain works, I assume it either has to do with being able to understand languages based on reading somebody's thoughts overall, or something similar, I bet. If there's enough traits for it to be separate, keep it separate. In a lot of games, telekinesis and oh my goodness. The two are separate, usually.
Yeah. The only reason I was going to
make it separate.
Yeah, the only reason I was going to combine them is because, I didn't have much in the way of upgrades for telepathy in mind.
I've had a lot of telepathic characters become worldwide radio towers, so
We could absolutely do that. And I definitely think we'll bring in the whole network, the collective thing. I do enjoy that in the in ATA, and I think we could include that as a upgrade for primeval feature.
Yeah, collective by itself is generally just a good idea for upgrading a telepathic character's ability.
All right.
It's literally just like, oh hey, everyone around me, you can now just mentally talk with each other.
Oh yeah.
The only thing that might be risky sometimes doing that, depending on the situation, but
I have stopped making telepathic characters because every single time I became the radio tower for the party, and eventually I was just like, I'm not translating for you guys anymore, just talk to each other directly. I'm just passing on your thoughts in my head to them directly, forget you.
Yeah. The part that I was saying might be the risky thing is if there's like, an especially powerful multi-target psychic effect that the psionic effect that hits your said radio tower.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oops, all friends.
Actually, funnily enough, I have a bit of a funny story regarding that. That's actually an early upgrade in Starfinder. There's this class that's basically a telepathic healer that can heal you from far away, and its range is usually like 120 feet from where you are, and you also have to have vision on them. on whoever you're trying to heal. But if you get is a actually rather early level upgrade to that, it basically says that the range increases from that relatively small to basically the entire world that you're standing on.
There's a way to do something similar with the Technomancer, because there's a feature that allows you to interact with electronics without needing a interface at all. So you can literally just like make a headphone work, and then if you link that headphone with your ship and you have one of those worldwide communicator things, you instantly have a headphone that is worldwide.
Yeah, ranges are funny in Starfinder.
Yep.
But I was also playing 5e where I was playing somebody that had whatever, except my brain's forgetting English again. And the GM gave me an item that made my range like 3 times better, and then we found another item that made the range better, and next thing I know was the radio tower.
Yeah, in this case, that would be solved by the collective. They can... I mean, it's still connected to you, but they're able to... It's like a Discord call. Everybody's there.
Yeah, I just find it amusing that you start out with like, I believe it's like 120 feet for your healing, but at a barely early level you can just get a feat that lets you heal from across the world. It's just silly to me.
They jump up ranges so fast in that game, but at the same time, the game is, you're dealing with light years of range, as opposed to like 5th edition where it's like, oh yeah, 120 feet is quite a ways.
Yeah.
But either way, back to the subject at hand. So we'll make telepathy its own primeval feature. I think for traits we'll have short range, medium range, long range. We'll have the collective. I'll just figure out prices for these. Probably just copy a lot of them from the move traits, because I don't think they should be that much more.
Yeah, consider you're already paying the base price of a feat in order to get it, which is 25 XP.
Yeah. So, go ahead and note this down, Raharu.
Yeah, but telepathy is its own primeval feature. Ranges, short, long, collective. Did I miss one?
Short, medium, long range. The collective for trait will have telepathic translation, linguistic decoding. I've got a general idea of what key means by that, but I'll ask for more details. Let's see, there was... I like the idea of a mind scan, being able to scan for other minds around. It'll probably be more expensive, but just trying to... basically a perception kind of thing that lets you detect other minds in the area. Thoughts on that from you guys?
So long as narratively we end up introducing some way to defend against that, so that way it's not literally the ultimate anti-stealth counter. Get fucked.
Yeah.
We can put that as part of the telepathy mind shield.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Just write it out and we'll re-examine it.
Might be a feat that we include then.
Yeah, but I don't think that should be a part of the telepathy thing. I think that should probably just be its own thing. But
Yeah. So put down mind shield feat. Any other ideas for traits that we could add on to this one?
Off the top of my head right now, no.
Not right now, no. And
All
when
right.
we're almost out of time, I remember the thing that I wanted to bring up.
Oh,
We have like half an hour, so go.
Primeval features for weapons was an idea I had. I just haven't written out yet.
All right, cool.
Go ahead.
I'm good with that. I would say write it down and let's finish weapons themselves before we, weapons and their traits and whatnot, before we really look into that. But I do like just the general concept of that existing.
Okay, when I was thinking about it, I had a couple of base concepts and I didn't know which one to chase. So the two concepts were you could do it based off of weapon category light, medium, heavy, or we could go with it a little bit more specific, like light weapon slashing, aka daggers, kukri, etc., specific levels. Is there a preference in which one I chase? Do we want to keep it more generic, or do we want these to be a little bit more hyper-specified?
I would say categories, the light, medium, and heavy. Because we don't necessarily want them to be like, all right, I've upgraded my weapon to tier 2. It's the exact same weapon, but all these primeval feature stuff is gone. It's useless now.
Well, it wouldn't be tier, it'd be type. So probably slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning, and light.
I'll say we.
Because the way you fight generally with a mace is different than how you fight with a dagger.
Yeah, I think just reasonably, we could probably mix and match it ever so slightly. Like, we could probably have a couple of traits that are dedicated specifically to, classifications of weapon in terms of, like, what category they are. And then we could have a couple of traits dedicated to the actual damage types they output.
Okay, so focus on the weapon tier, or the weapon type, light, medium, heavy. But feel free to be like, this particular feature only works if you're using slashing weapons, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's the most reasonable way to go about this.
Also,
understood, because I was thinking about the other day and then brain shut off.
we should probably add the primeval features to the character sheet.
The thing about adding the primeval features to the character sheet in particular is also just that they are going to have their own page. It's just that we are just now actually implementing them, really.
Well, what I would say is just something, for now at least, we might change it later, but for now at least something kind of similar to how you have the contact section set up, where it's got the name and then description of what it does and such, just so they can keep track in one place what they've purchased for primeval features, as well as have notes about what they do.
So feats, but primeval feature.
Yeah. We could possibly put it on the specialties and feats page. Could just split the feats table in half, and half of it is for feats and the other half is for primeval features. Oh, you still have the intrinsic column on the specialties and feats.
Oh, okay.
page.
Yeah, I could get rid of that. Yeah, so probably like make it here-ish on the feet thing.
Yeah, roughly there.
That and copy over, copy or merge over, and drag down. Doo-doo-doo. And drag down. Combine these two, turn it red, go. Feature purchases.
I don't think we need purchases in there, but
Whatever, not primeval features. There you go. And
perfect. Oh, you.
I probably misspelled it.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I was like, where the heck is it? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I was in the middle of renaming it. Or I thought maybe just scrolling down. Yeah.
All right.
I think this actually needs to be one more down, but...
So... the next part of this would be telekinesis, then. I guess for traits on that, we'd have the short, medium, and long range. And then probably a carrying capacity. How would we want to work categories and such for that?
Categories as in additional features?
No, for how much weight you can lift.
Yeah, so like probably I mean, it is a part. Maybe it starts.
Do we want to attach it to secondaries?
We might, but also we could just apply it to, you know, percentages of your natural bulk capacity. Before, like, bags or whatever, or modifying it.
I like that idea.
So it could start at, like, you know, 50, and then you could, like, probably upgrade it to be equal to.
And then possibly an upgrade that'll allow you to lift one creature equal to your size.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I don't think we want to make it where you can... Yeah, no. Making... I guess there could be an upgrade
it's
for
fine if
heavier...
you're...
For bigger creatures.
What was the question?
Whether we want to allow them to lift heavier or bigger creatures than themselves. And stuff.
I'd say for now, no, because I don't think they should be able to lift, but maybe, like, unbalance. Like, narratively. Like, for a part of, like, descriptions or something. But I don't think they should be able to lift up bigger creatures, at least right now.
Okay.
We can always this is stuff we can always revisit, so... I'd rather add than take away.
That is fair. Part of why I'm debating this is because, like, it's already been established that Scruff can apparently lift Kaza, who is, like, 3 times his size, if not more.
Yeah. I think Scruff does have an actual decent body score, though, so he does have, like, a bulk capacity of, like, 5 or something already.
Yeah, but Kaza would still be more than 5 bulk. Considering 1 bulk is, you know, you can comfortably hold this in 1 hand.
Yeah. But I think for now we'll just say that you can't like at least within the same like. I know we don't have like proper size categories, but and I don't know if we'll ever actually bother doing proper size categories.
I do intend to do so.
Okay. Well, when we get to that point is when we can actually worry about that then.
Alright, for now we'll just say that they can lift a creature that is relatively equal size.
Yeah.
Did we want to split up? Never mind. Never mind.
This is like like upgrade stuff.
What do we want the base version to do?
I'm fine if you could pick up like half your bulk. Not half your natural bulk in terms of like, you know, the whole how much you can lift. What about you guys?
Yeah.
We can
Unless we
start
want to make it
lower,
weaker.
I think half should be an upgrade, maybe just one bulk.
all right,
Because
so
everybody has at least one bulk.
Yeah.
Well, we can add to it later, Vari. Minchino doesn't evolve, does it?
It does.
Does it?
Has Cinchino.
Mm-hmm.
Cinchino,
Oh,
Cinchino.
right.
How do you I don't even know how you're supposed to pronounce the evolution. I'm now upset at myself. I mean, it's based off of a chinchilla, so that's why I went with the
Cinchino.
Cinchino, but it's just a C.
Oh.
And like,
So
I also
Minchino
just...
evolves and gains a whole 4 inches of height.
Yep.
Lol.
It is, yeah.
So yeah, we might want to later on add in higher size categories.
Yep.
I mean, when we assign category or size categories, I think it becomes important. Right now, it kind of doesn't because we have nothing.
Yeah.
We have nothing concrete to lead on. So
That's why I said when we actually do it is when we should bother.
All
because
right.
if we go off the bulk, then it might not matter anyways. Because most huge creatures weigh ridiculous amounts after a certain point.
Yeah.
Doubling in size quadruples the weight.
Yep.
Alright, so yeah, get this noted down, Baharu, please. Telekinesis can currently, by default, can lift up to 1 bulk. Within 5 feet, I'd say, until they purchase the short range. Which the short range is cheap, so, you know. Upgrade for being able to lift a creature that is relatively equal size. The range increments for upgrades. And I guess that's it for now?
Number of objects total.
Oh, that is a good one.
Thinking back to Verdant sitting there holding up 30 cards and then picking up or 30 flash cards, a notebook, having it right in midair, and then also sometimes picking up Squirrel or somebody else that ran off.
I
Can
would
play
say
an Espeon and a Telekinesis, pick up an EV and yeet them.
I wonder what
we're-
EV you're talking about.
Yeah.
Did you get that down though, Raharu?
Yeah, by default can lift one bulk up to 5 feet until buying short range, upgrade to lift creatures that are relatively equal size, and the range is short, medium, long.
Yes. I would say we can just do one upgrade where you can lift multiple objects up to the bulk that you can lift.
Yeah.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Yep.
So that way you can have, those 30 cards lifted up just fine. Because those would probably be negligible anyways. And then the other upgrades would be one for 50% of your max bulk and another for 100% of your max bulk. Yes?
Yep, sounds good.
Yep.
Sorry, Gib Gab, you are currently a Zorua. And if you really think about it, it fits you very well.
Gab likes the Zoro, though.
Zorua Gab.
By the way, I will think it's going to be very funny the first time that Nova becomes an Espeon. People think he's gained brain cells. He hasn't. He's only realized how to do Zen Headbutt now. Fun fact, Espeon does learn Zen Headbutt for some reason. I don't really know why. I don't know why you're giving a 65 attack 65 attack Pokemon access to a physical move, but the psychic cat can in fact bonk face.
For those very rare situations where you need a physical attack against something that has really high special defense only.
Oh yeah, but why are you putting an Espeon in there at that point? Why not swap out?
Depends on your team makeup. And also, I don't think the Pokemon Company really thinks that deep into it.
Fair.
Yeah, they definitely don't.
The next Pokemon I want to play in a game is maybe an Espeon, because I feel like the telekinesis stuff would be really fun to both play with, both in combat and just shenanigans.
I kind of want to play a Dragapult at some point in time, but I should probably take a break from my normal stuffs next game.
You will catch me dead before you catch me playing something that is not either dark or dark type equivalent or evolves into something dark or dark type equivalent.
However, with most of our games, you can do a regional variant that could be dark type even if it's not normally.
I know, I'm saying, you will catch me dead before I play something that is not dark type adjacent or becomes dark type adjacent.
Aren't you playing Rave at the moment?
Yeah, but backstory, I count that as dark.
Fair.
Let's have them evolve into like a dark type thing. Variant or whatever.
Alright, so, I guess we are done with this then, though I know that, I do know that Zerda is going to be late, so we do have more time to work on things.
I also wouldn't mind a few minute break, though, between the game and this.
That's fair.
How late is Zerda gonna be?
Not certain. I
Also,
just
on
know
an
he said
aside-
he would be late. What's up?
I was just gonna say, on an aside, Vorvum Online is virus type anyway, and I consider that one of the dark type things of fucking Digimon.
I like shadow typing too. But I also need to stop playing Charmander.
But Charmander.
I love Charmander. The Charizard line is my favorite Pokemon, but I don't need to be one at every game.
Alright, so, I guess one more thing to discuss for the telekinesis. Do we want to include rules for being able to fling things at people as an attack? Especially since we're going for the meld mechanics.
I think it's fine counting as an attack.
Yeah, when I was thinking about it, I was like, we would just treat it as a throw.
Yeah, I think it would just be the equivalent of a thrown thing. Like based on what you're throwing is if it counts as an actual, like, you know, ranged attack, or if it's, when I say actual, you know, I mean according to the stats, or if it's just like an improvised weapon, like, you know, if you're yeetusing a boulder, that's different than mentally throwing a javelin.
Okay, so we'll treat it as improvised weapon, but I would say an upgrade for actually throwing something.
Yep.
And that depends on what they're throwing, that determines, you know, improvised weapon with that.
Yep. Just to circle back real quick, because I did want to bring up the thing again of just the attributes of the scales at the bottom on the new sheet thing. Because again, I think it looks squished, but this is like the only way I could actually make it fit.
Oh, right. I think it looks fine. Like, it'd be nice if it was one row less, but it's fine elsewise, because I know why you can't do it unless you wanted to put a header over it. Like
Well,
you do
no,
with
so the
primary
thing is that if I try and make it one
less.
It looks really scuffed if I, for example, do that. It just ends up looking scuffed. I could do it though, if you want. I could just do a header.
No, I like it being 2. I think it's good as like that.
Yeah, that's fine for now.
I don't think it's squished. I mean, they're all the same size, you know, so...
That's her.
But yeah, I guess we'll take a break here. Go ahead and wrap up this recording. And wait for Zerda. It looks like he has to have an extra 10 minutes, but I don't know if it's from when he sent that or 10 minutes after. I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
It's probably like 10 after. Because if it was 10 from there, it'd just be the normal start time.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna hop down to the tabletop because I'm gonna go make myself some tea, so I'm gonna be gone for a minute.
Okay.
And on the stream side of things, thank you everybody for joining us today for this DevTales stream, as well as the Art Marten stuff going on. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to help out the channel, though you can also do so by commissioning one of the artists that I manage for, such as Conrade, who does 3D art and as well as animations and was joining us today. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.